Hello, everyone. This is Nick. I'll be giving the webinar today. So I see that a bunch of people have already joined, so that's good. I've muted everyone for now. What I'm going to do now is go and unmute everyone one by one. I'll tell you when I'm about to unmute you, and then I would like it if you could either say something if you have a mic that's working. So just confirm that you can hear me, and then also see my screen. I'm just starting to share my screen now. So either let me know using your microphone, or if your microphone's not working or you don't have a microphone, just type something into the question box. There's a question box on your control panel, on the GoToWebinar control panel, that lets you type in some text and send it to me, and then I can see that you're hearing and seeing me. So I'm going to start by unmuting Carol. So Carol, can you hear me?
Hi, yes, I can hear you and I can see your screen.
Great. All right. So I'm after I unmute you and then hear you, I'm gonna mute everyone again, just so there's not too much feedback. So Debbie, can you hear me? Hi, Debbie. All right. Eppolito can hear me, so that's good. Hi, Mary.
Hi, I can hear you.
All right, great. Stan. So Stan, I see you have two different accounts, so I'm gonna two different accounts signed into the webinar, so I'm gonna unmute the first one. Hi, Stan. All right, I'm gonna try the second one now. Hi, Stan.
I'm here.
All right, great. I see you're logged in twice to the webinar. Are you logged in on two separate devices, or do you know why that is?
I have a staff member,
Uh-huh.
Deidre, who's on the other one.
Okay. All right, I couldn't hear her through the mic, so do you know if she's on or? Okay, great. She just run through a question. Last person, Yong. Hi, Yong.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm here.
Okay, you can hear me. Great. Yeah, I'm just making sure everyone can hear me and that everyone's mic is working. So I have everyone muted now. So I'm just going to go through really our basic webinar on how to use the NetText content management site. I'll also show how students will view any NetText courses through our Chrome app. I'm not sure if you guys have iPads, if your students will be using iPads. Yeah, I am recording this, by the way, so I'll be posting a link to a YouTube recording of this later today to send to any of your colleagues. So I'll be going through the basic webinar of how to make courses, which the teachers will do through any web browser, and then how students will view courses. I'll be showing off the Chrome app, which works about the same as the Android app and iPad app that we have. Just to do a brief overview of NetText, the way it works is that we have a two-part system. The first part is a content management system, and that's what teachers use. That's what I'll be showing off today. So teachers can take the content that they've created, stuff that they've created in Microsoft Office, Google Docs, any videos that they've created, and they can upload that to our site. And they can use all of that content alongside the open educational resources that we've provided. So we've uploaded content from places like CK12 and Khan Academy, and then we've also uploaded a lot of college material. So a lot of the open courseware that universities have put up, places like MIT, Yale, Stanford, Carnegie Mellon, they've put up full courses of material on the internet, and they've allowed anyone to download and use it. So what we've done is we've uploaded all of their full courses, and so they have all of their lectures and course materials. And any teacher can use any single one of those items or use a whole bunch of those items in their course. So they can put that alongside anything that any PDFs that they've made, any slideshows they've made, any videos that they've made. So then teachers make their courses on our content management site, and then students download their courses onto local storage on their iPad, their Android tablet, or they can view courses through a web browser. And then we're about to release a Chrome app, which will allow them to actually download those courses to local storage. The local storage issue is helpful because a lot of these devices students will be taking on the go. So if they're on the subway, if they're on the bus, if they're anywhere where they don't have Wi-Fi, if they have to be constantly going out to the web, then the app won't be very useful. So we download all of the PDFs, videos, slideshows, etc., to local storage so that the students won't need to have network access when they go to view that course material. So the way we have our content organized is into courses, units, and items. So the courses are what the students will actually download. Students can't download an individual unit. They can't download just an item. But when they go in the NetText app, they will find your course, and they will search using a course code or search for the course title, and then they'll download that course. So courses are filled with units, and units are filled with items. So for a unit, it's sort of similar to a chapter in a book or a folder, just because it covers a topic or a series of related topics, and so it contains all these related items. So your items are what the actual course materials are. This is what the students are going to be actually viewing and using. They can be ebooks, slideshows, videos, worksheets, web links. We have an interactive testing module that allows you to create an interactive test that the students will take. It works on iPads now and will be working on Android tablets by the end of the month. So that will allow you to make a customized test that will be based off a PDF, but you'll actually tag it with questions and answers so that when students take the test on the device, it can be automatically scored, and those scores will be sent back to you, and the students will get a report of how they did on the test. So these items can, again, either be things that you created yourself or the content that you find on NetText. So that's basically an overview of how our system works. While I'm going through this, if you have any specific questions about anything that I've talked about or anything that I've shown off, just go ahead and ask them in the question box, and then I'll take a few breaks just to when I'm transitioning between things, so I can answer any questions that you have. So I'm going to move over to the NetText content management site now. Before I go into more details, I'm just going to show you how to actually get an account for this site. So if you go to net-text.com, this is our homepage, and here you can go and click create an account, and just give us your name and email and create a username and password. Put in your school. We have NYIT on the list, so we won't need to create anything new. We'll quickly approve your account within the day, usually within an hour or two. And then you'll be able to log into the content management website. This is what the site looks like currently. We're actually in the middle of upgrading the site to a new design. So I'll be showing you off that new design because that's what you'll be using for the majority of your time. We'll be deploying the new site this weekend and then doing some quality assurance just to make sure it works. And then if on Monday you should be seeing this new site. So we're going to start off. This is what the new site looks like. So we have different pages. You have a page for your items, a page for your units, and a page for your courses. So these three pages allow you to manage all of your content. I'm just going to move this so it's a little easier for me to see. So on your items page, this is where you can either upload something that you've created. So that would be adding an item. So this is when you're going to actually go onto your file system and choose a PDF, EPUB file. We also have we're adding support for Microsoft Word documents and PowerPoint documents. So what we're doing there is that we're taking those files and automatically converting them to PDFs so that they'll work on any device. Because the problem with having something that's a .doc file or a PowerPoint file is that if you're trying to view them on an iPad or on an Android device or even through the Chrome browser, and they don't, the student doesn't have something that supports that file type, you don't want them to not be able to view it. So we use PDFs, which are pretty universal and can really be viewed on any device. So this is where you're going to upload a file. We have videos, which can be MP4 file format. images, which can be MP3. Images which can be PNG, JPEG, GIF. Audio, which can be MP3. Documents, which, as I said, can be PDF, EPUB, .doc, or .powerpoint files. Slideshows, which is where you're going to upload a series of images. So you'll upload a series of JPEGs or PNG files or GIFs. We have an application item type, which is only for iPads, so that's not as well used. And then a different item type that we have is a content item. So for the majority of content on NetText that you're going to be using, any PDFs and videos, if they have a copyright license and if they're copyrighted, then you're not going to be able to upload them to NetText unless you have a limited license for them. So if it's something that you got from a textbook publisher and that you're allowed to distribute to your students, then you're allowed to upload that content. You'll just have to make it private so that other teachers can't use it. But because anything that you upload to NetText and that you don't make private can be used by any other teacher. So if you're using a copyrighted material, you can't really share that with everyone if it's not what the copyright license says. All the content that we do have up on the site, all the videos and PDFs and stuff that we've uploaded are under a Creative Commons license or in the public domain. So the Creative Commons license explicitly lets us use them, use that content and upload it to our servers, and then allow students to download them and distribute it in that way. For copyrighted content, if it's not something that you can make a private item, you can also link out to it if it's on the web. So if you want to link out to an article from the New York Times or from another website that would be copyrighted that you wouldn't be able to download and distribute to your students as a PDF, but you would be able to link out to that. And also for anything that's interactive. So an interactive website that the students are going to need to visit that you can't download and upload to our site, we'll use this content item to make a web link. So you'll just type some text in here, then highlight it, and then you can add a link. So this is the one item type where you're not actually uploading anything. So then you add a title and subject and grades and description. This is all metadata that we add to all of our items, all of our units in our courses, so we can keep things organized, so we can make search better. That's why we have tags. So tags allow you to put additional tags on an item so that things that aren't in the description or in the title will show up in search. So you can just put categories that item may fall under, so that when teachers are searching for things, they'll find your content, even if it's not in the description or title. And then this last part is where we put the copyright source. So we'll be putting the source of where we got the item. If this is something you've created, you'll just put teacher created. And then for copyright info, we'll put Creative Commons license or public domain, depending on what it is. And then for the URL, we'll just put the URL of where we found this resource if we happen to get it online. You can leave this blank if it's something you created yourself. And then, as I talked about before, we can make an item private, which means that you're the only teacher who will be able to use or see that item. It'll be private to your account. And then if you do put that item in a course, because anyone can go on NetText and download a course, but if they download your course and it has a private item in it that you've created, then they'll need to use a course password that you'll assign to that course. So what you'll do is you'll just give the course password to each of your students, depending on which class they're in and which course they're using, and then they'll be able to view any private items that are in that course. So after I put in all that information, I'll just quickly put in some test data so I can show you how this works. Click Next. And then after I've created the item, it gives me the option to add this item into any of the units that I've created. So these are all the different units that I've created. You can click on it to see the description of the unit. If I want to see more about this unit, on our new site, we have a feature where you can open any unit or item or course that you're viewing that you see on your page in a new window. So I can view just this unit in a new page. And what that's going to allow me to do is see all of the items in this unit. So I can see all the different content that's in this unit. If I want to see an item, I just click on the icon, and this item will pop up. So I can see that this is a textbook chapter. I can see what's already in this unit. So then when I'm deciding what unit I want to add this item into, then it's a little easier. So I'm just going to select any units that I want to add the item to, then click Done. So it shows me a list of all the units that I've added this item to. I can click OK to return to my item list, or I can just click on this unit name and see that this content link that I just created has been added to this unit. So we see when we open a content item, this is what it's going to look like on the student's tablet or on their desktop. So they'll just click on the link, and then that'll bring them to the interactive website, to the news article, copyrighted material, anything that you want to link them out to. So back on the items page, that's how you create an item. After you've created all your items, you see I have 23 items that are under my items. So these are all the content that I've uploaded myself. If I want to manage any of this content, I can just use this action bar that we have on any course unit or item that brings down all the actions that I can take on this item. So I can unfavorite this item because this item's been added to my favorites list. A bunch of these have. You see, so this has not been added to my favorites list yet, but I can add an item to my favorites list. So this just allows me to keep track of some of the items that I'm using. So I can then search by my favorite items, and this narrows it down. So you see, I just have 4 favorite items. But when I'm using the action bar, I can favorite or unfavorite an item. I can edit it, so I can edit any of the metadata, edit any of its title, description. I can actually upload a new file if I want to change what the file is. It's done. I can add that item to a unit. So as I did before, after editing the item, I can just click Add to a unit, and it'll bring up a list of all the units that I have, and I can select any additional units I want to add the item to. And so you see now there's 2 new units on this list. And I mean, that's all I really need to do with my items. The last action you can really do is you can view the units that item is being used in. So if I click View Units here, it brings up that this item happens to be in the linear inequalities unit and in the expressions, equations, and functions unit. And if I want to view the other items in any of these units that this item is used in, I just click Open in a new window. And then it shows me this unit and all the items that are in the unit. And if this is my unit, then I can manage this unit. I can edit it, add items to it, do whatever I want to it. So that's how you really manage your items that you've created yourself. The other thing you're going to be doing is looking at all the items in the NetText database. So you can search all items using filters. So we have searching by keyword, searching by subject, item type, grade level. So you can search for just college content, college grade level. So you can search. So these are all the items that anyone's ever uploaded to NetText. So this is all of the MIT courseware, all of the Khan Academy videos, and everything that we've put on the site. Everything that any other teacher has put on the site that's not a private item. So if you find something that you like, that another teacher has created or that we've uploaded, you can add that item to your unit. You can favorite it, so you can add it to your favorites list if you want to, say, add it to a unit later. You'll just make it easier to find because it'll be on your favorites list. And then I can also view the units that this item is used in. So let's say I like this item and I want to use it and I want to find other items that are related to it. I can see that this item is used in another unit. So I can click on Open in a new window, and I can view this unit, view all the items that are in it, and find other items that I might want to add to my unit. Yeah, so here's that items page. And then the same way that we opened any of the units that we found in a new window, if we say we like this video, you can just click open in a new window, and then that'll bring up this item, so we can use the action bar on this item to add it to a unit, to favorite it, or view the other units that this item is used in. So that's how you manage things on your items page. You can upload new items, you can manage the items that you've added to the site, and then you can find other items to use in your own courses. So if there are any questions about the items, just go ahead and type them in. It's pretty straightforward. So you have one question. Can you select parts of a unit, or do you have to select the entire unit? So I'm going to the units page next, so that transitions quite well, actually. So this is a list of all of my units. So I can switch this to all units as well. The same way that I was viewing all the items on NetText, now I'm viewing all the units that we've created. So like when we upload a MIT course, we're not just uploading all the items. We're uploading all the items and then sorting them into units based on the lectures, sorting other content based on the topics that it covers. So you do have units that are really prepackaged pieces of content. So like this is a Khan Academy videos unit that I made. And so if I find a unit that another teacher has made, so I'm using my Nick account, and this is a unit that Sandeep made. What I can do if I don't want to use all of these items is I can copy this unit. Because since it's another unit that another teacher created, I can't edit his unit. But what I can do is I can copy it. So I'll call this linear equations. And then now that it's copied the unit, it's created a unit that has all the same items in it, has the same description and an icon, except now it's a unit that's under my account. So I can go ahead and I can delete any of the items I don't want. Just click the trash can here, delete that item. And then I can also add any other items that I want into this unit. So I can really make it my own. So I can go ahead and when I click add items to my unit, it brings up a list of all the items that I've created. So I can search for a specific item I know I want, or I can just browse the list. If I want to see these items, I just click on the icon. That'll bring up the actual icon, bring up the actual item. I can also look for items and add items from my favorites list into this unit. So if I have, this is either items that I've created or that other teachers have created and that I've added to my favorites list. I showed that off when we were on the items page, where you can choose any items from your favorites list, or you can also just search the whole NetText database if you remember that you saw an item and want to use it. So I can just search for all items that have inequalities in the title, description, or tags. Sorry, this is running on our test server, so things are very slow. So here you have a list of the search results for all the items in NetText, and we can just select items to add into this unit, then click Done. So now we see that this item or this unit has 6 different items, 3 from the original unit that I had copied, then a few more that I added. So that's how you can use parts of a unit. We also have a feature that we don't have on this site yet, but it's on the existing content management site. We'll quickly port it over, where you can add all of the items from a unit onto your favorites list. So let's say you have a unit that you've already created, and then you find another unit that has 3 or 4 items that you would like to use. What you can do is add those items to your favorites list, and then choose the ones that you want, and then it'll be easier for you to choose the ones that you want to add to your unit. So that's another way to use parts of a unit instead of just taking the entire unit. One thing to note is you can add another teacher's unit to your course. So let's say you do that, you find a unit that another teacher created that you'd like to use. You can add it to your course, but then if that teacher changes the unit, if they add new items to it, if they take items away, if they change the order, all of those changes will be reflected on your unit in your course. So it will really be a mirror image of whatever changes they make. So you don't really have control over what happens to that unit. So in that case, you may want to copy that unit. So back on the units page, I'm just going to go back to my units just to show how we will manage the units that we create. I'll show first how to actually create a unit. This is a simple process. It's basically creating an item, except you don't have to actually upload anything. So we're just adding the title, description, subject, grades, any tags if you want the unit to be discovered. You can add an icon for the unit. Skip that quickly. And then, so we've created a unit now. That's all it's doing is adding that metadata. And then now that we've created a unit, we can add any items we want to it. So it starts off just by showing your items list. But again, you can look at your favorites items or look at all items. You can use the search bar. And then you can select any items that you want to use in your course. If you want to view the items, click on the icon. If you want to see the item in a new window, you can click on the Open a New Window button. That's if you would want to, say, view the units in the course, view the units that this item is used in, or just add the items to your favorites list. But after you select any items that you want to initially add to your unit, you can click Done. So that's how quick we just created a unit, 3 items in it. Now we can click on that unit, see all the items in it. Excuse me. We can use the action bar to perform any actions we want on a unit. So that's the way we're going to copy a unit that we found on another teacher's page. That's how we'll add items to the unit. If we want to reorder the items, we'll use that. There's also a link here, but you can use the action bar menu. The action bar lets you do pretty much anything. So this brings up a drag and drop menu. You can drag courses up, down. Done. And then last thing you can do is you can add this course, add this unit into a course. So if you want a student to actually be able to view a unit and all the items in that unit, it's going to need to be in a course because they can't download just the unit, they can't download just the items. But so I'll be able to select from my courses that I've already created. Click Done. So now this unit is part of one course. I'll click on the Algebra 1 course just so I can see what our course page looks like. So I only have one course in my courses, actually. Just the Algebra 1 course. If I click on its title, I'll be able to view its units. And I can view the items that are in any of these units just by clicking on the item title, on the unit title. So you see this course has 4 units. This unit has 7 items in it. So this is all the content that the student is going to get. This is basically the way they're going to see it organized. You can click on any of your items again to view them. From this page, you can use the action bar to edit the course, to add new units into the course. So you can add any units from my units. So I have one left that I can add. I can also look at my favorite units list. So if you added a unit that you found to your favorites list, you can see you'll be able to see it here and then add it to your course. Or you can, again, look for all of the units that are in net text. So you can just search and find something and add it to your course. So I'm just going to select that, then click Done. Now I can see the list of all the units that are in my course. You can also see that on this page. So you can use the action bar to edit the metadata, all the title and description and grades, etc. I can add this course to my favorites list. That could come in handy if you're looking at other courses the teachers have made by searching for all courses, which I'll show off in a second. I can also reorder the units that are in this course. Same way that I did. Showing a problem there. Same way I did with the items. And then if I want to add items to the units that are within the course, I can do that just from the Add Item button here. So really, you can manage your entire course just from this course page. Because you can add items to units, add units to the course, take away anything. So that's how you manage your courses that you've created. And then you can also utilize other teachers' courses. So I see that there's a bunch of courses here. This is all test data. But you'll see that I see other teachers' courses here. I can use the same search functionality, searching by keyword or subject or grade level. I can search by teacher. And then when I find courses, I can see everything that's in them. So I can just click on the title, view the units that are in the course, and view the items that are actually in each unit. I can open any item. And then if I want to use any of this content, I can do it in a couple ways. I can favorite the entire course. So this course I already favorited, but I can favorite the entire course. I can copy the entire course. We'll make a copy of the course with all of the same units and items in it. If this was a course that I had created myself, I could add units, but this was one I had not created, so I can't do that. But if I want to use just a unit, that I can use the open in a new window function to open just this unit. So then I can copy that unit, or add that actual unit to my course. And I can do the same thing with all the items that are in each unit. So this allows you to really find any course that's on NetText and utilize any of the content that's in that course in your own course, and to find related materials about that you can use in your course. So are there any questions about anything that I've talked about so far? Using units, using other teachers' courses, finding content, creating content? Great. So that's really all you need to know about using the content management website. You upload your own items, create your units, create your courses, find other content to add into your units. The dashboard is where you can find any responses to interactive tests that you've created. Here's a question. Can you explain again how making something private changes how students access it? yeah, so that I'll make that a bit clearer just by going to the courses page. So here I have an Algebra 1 course. And you see when I edit this course, one of the things that I have to determine is the password. So I'll put a password here. So I'll call this course password. Then hit next. So then what's going to happen is I'm going to give a student this course code. And then whether they're on the iPad or on an Android tablet or on the Chrome app, they're going to open up the course. You see, this is my Algebra 1 demo course. This is a different course that I made just for this demo. So when they log into the Chrome app, they'll see my courses, and then they'll be able to open up a course and they'll see the list of the units in the course, then the items in each unit. So I can click here. And then when the student opens a private item, what's going to happen is that it's going to ask them for a password. And since only you can use the private items in your course, it's only going to be students that are in your course that are going to be able to access that. So you'll give them this course password, and then when they try to open a private item, it'll ask them for that password, and then when they put that password in, then they'll be able to view all the other private items that you've added into that course. So does that help? Great. Yeah, so again, if you're creating an item and you don't want other teachers to be able to use it, you can also you can edit an item and do that. And check this off. So that brings us to the Chrome app. I also have I can get the iPad simulator running. Just been having some trouble with that. Crashing. But this is pretty much the way students are going to view all of their courses. So when they add a course, click Add a Course. They can add a course from our collections page, which is all the courses that we've created. So we've created middle school and high school level courses. We've uploaded lots of literature, lots of books that are out of copyright in the public domain, so classics and Shakespeare and Mark Twain. So that's in our literature collections. And then we have our OER collections. We have some full courses from Sailor.org. And then we also have the content from National Archives and then the open courseware that I talked about. So these are all of the full year college courses from MIT, Yale, Stanford. There's some more at the bottom from Tufts and Michigan. And so all this content is in our content management system. So you can use any of the items that are in these courses. You can look at the units that are in them. They're usually sorted by lecture, made into units by lecture. So this is all the content that we've uploaded for the content for the courses that the students are using that you've created. They're going to search for them. So I can just search by keyword, search for the course's title, and it'll show me all these courses. So I can click on a course, then I'll just click Add this course, and that course will begin to download. And again, the important thing for the iPad and Android and now Chrome apps is that these downloads are going to local storage. So when the student goes to view any of these items that are in the unit, as long as it's not a web link, then they'll be able to view it without an internet connection. If students do want to just go through a website, we have an automatically generated URL based on the course code and the course title that's created for each course that's on NetTexts. And through this web interface, you can view items, all the items in the course. You can also download individual items for offline use, but you can't download the whole course for offline use. So in that case, we're going to want to use the Chrome app or the iPad or Android versions. So this is just finishing up. So then it finishes. It says, would you like to see the course details? I'll click yes. So now I can see all of the units that are in this course. If I click here, I can see all the items that are in each unit. Go back to this demo course. See, this course has three units in it. And then we have a couple options of things we can do with the course. We can sync the course. So if the teacher has made any changes to the course since we've downloaded it, then we're going to want to get those new changes. We're going to want to get those new units, any new items that are added to pre-existing units. So we're going to click that sync button, and it's going to download any changes that the teacher has made to this course. And I can also delete this course to free up storage or to just get it off my courses list. You can also view the items in my course, obviously, just by clicking here. I get a list of all the items that are in each unit. I can sort by item type, so I can view just documents, just images and slideshows. I can view video and audio, and this is any web links. So let's just go ahead and open up an item here. So this is a PDF item, which is viewed within the browser. If the student wants, they can right-click on it and save it to their hard disk. They want to annotate the PDF or do anything else with it, or email it to themselves or something. When reviewing items, we can click Other Items here at the top to quickly switch between our items. So I can just click here, switch to this other PDF. And when I want to go back to my units, I click Back to Units. The same way we were quickly switching between items, we can quickly switch between units by clicking Other Units. And I see the 2 other units in this course. Click there. And I see a list of all of these items. Here's a slideshow. So as I mentioned before, this is just a series of images. The student will go through. We also have video, obviously. Streaming video, it's video that's not streaming. It's stored to local storage, saved to local storage, so you can easily move back and forth. I can go back to my units, back to my course. So this is how the students are going to actually consume all this content. After they download the course, they won't have to be online unless you're linking them out to the web. So that's how they will do it on the desktop. You can also show off this iPad app on the simulator. It's the same thing. I have my courses that I've downloaded. Click on it, see the units in the course. Click here, see this simulator's been crashing. Try this on a different simulator. It's not even installed. But the concept's really the same. You have your units, you have your items, and you're consuming all that content. So are there any questions about on the student end, on the Chrome app, and on the web end? That part is pretty straightforward. Most of your work is obviously being done on the content management site. You're managing everything. So no questions. Are there any questions about anything else I've talked about so far? Just about how to use NetText, how to do anything that you're thinking about trying to do and you can't figure out how to do it yet. I can answer any of those questions. While you're trying out NetText, if you go to nettext.com, here's another question. Can you control the timing in which a student can access the content? You can do that just by controlling when the item is being added is in a unit and when that unit is in a course. So you can add items in and out of units and add units in and out of courses. So that's the way you'd be controlling when the student can access it, just by removing that item from the unit when you don't want it in there. Because the thing is, when you create an item and then add it to a unit, if you then later delete that item from the unit, it's not actually deleting the item off NetTexts. It's just removing that item from being associated with the unit. So you can later add that item into a unit again, or you can do the same thing with a unit. You can add the unit to a course for a week, and then when you don't want the students to have access to that anymore, you'll just remove that unit from the course. So next question. I would love to see what it looks like when a student's test scores are displayed. Yes, so that's a good question. I'm going to go back to the old content management site for that because I have some test responses here. So this is on your dashboard. This is basically the same dashboard as our new content management site. You have the option to export these test results to Excel. So I'm going to click that. So the way that these interactive tests work is that the student takes the test on the device, and then they log in using a Google account. And that passes, we use a Google app actually to pass all of the information on their test questions and on the test questions and their answers and to score the test. So then that app sends the student an email to their Google account with a list of all of the questions on the test, their answer and the correct answer. And then what you do is you go onto the content management site and you're able to view all of the students' results. So this shows you each of these columns is a student's Gmail address, Google address, and then it shows you how many points they got for each question. For our interactive tests, you can do short answer. Just going to be you'll give them multiple possible correct answers, and then if they type in one of those correct answers, then they'll get credit for it. You can also do multiple choice or true or false, where you'll just give different correct answers or different options, and then one of them will be your correct answer. You can do checkbox, where it's going to be multiple possible correct answers, so you can have 5 possible answers and 3 of them can be marked as correct. And then we also have free response, where if you want something that can't really be automatically graded, then we have a longer text box that students can type in, and it'll send you that, but you won't have to see the score here. So then it automatically scores the test, and you get the percentage here for each student. You can assign a passing score for the test. It tells you if each student passed or failed. And then you can also look at each question and see how the students as a whole did. Gives you an aggregate correct percentage for each of those questions. So that's how you manage your test responses and test scores. It's with this spreadsheet that you export from the dashboard. So as here's another question. Is there any other kind of work a student can send through the site? That's really the only student-to-teacher communication we have. We are adding a feature. Well, there's a feature on the iPad and on the Android tablets where you can take notes on an item. So if you're viewing an item, you can pull up a little notepad where you can assign some notes to that item, and then you're able to email those notes to a teacher. So if you have some comments about an item or something, you can just type up those notes on the iPad or on the Android tablet. That feature will be coming soon to the Chrome app. This Chrome app is new, so it just has sort of the bare bones features, but we're going to add the notes and calendar and assessment features. So that would be the other way that the student would send work to you from the site. So feel free to ask any other questions. I'll show you the media page here. This is, again, on net-text.com, where you can create an account, or if you want to actually use our content management site, you'll just click sign in, and that'll bring you to the content management site, or it'll bring you to the login page. If you've tried to create an account during this webinar, I'll approve you after this webinar is over. I just have to go in and approve everyone. But But on the media page, we have some overview videos, some app-specific videos. We also have tutorial videos. If you click the full tutorial course here, link here, it'll bring you to this course. So this shows you how to use the iPad app, how to use the content management website, and it has a few other tutorials, has some information about copyright and how to find OER. You can also access that from the collections page. So if you go to the courses link on nettext.com, you'll see all of the courses that we've uploaded, and at the top is the introduction course, as well as a media course that has a lot of the videos that are on our media page. So you can view these through the web browser if you want to view all that content. So that'll give you tutorials. If you want to contact us, we have our information here. You can contact us at info@nettext.com. You can also email myself. My name is Nick Levy-Schaller. My email is here. That's about all you need to know about our homepage. We have links to the iPad app, also the Android app if you have an Android tablet. We're working on support for Android phones as well, so that would just let you sort of take that content on the go if you have an Android phone. So again, feel free to ask any other questions. Just going to do a quick recap. So we have the content management system that I just showed off. That's where you'll upload your own content to create new items, and also utilize any open educational resources that are on the NetText site. Open courseware, other OER, textbooks, the open source textbooks that we've uploaded. Students will download those courses to local storage on their iPad app, Android tablet, or using a web browser. They can view courses online using just a web browser, going through the web view. Or they can use the Chrome app that we'll be releasing in the next couple of weeks in order to sync that course to local storage, the same way it works on the Android tablet and iPad tablet. So they'll download their course, which is filled up with all the units that you've organized, like a chapter in a book. And those units will be filled with all of your items, things that you've uploaded, things that you found on NetTexts, and those are the actual course materials that students will be viewing. So go to nettext.com if you want to create an account or sign in. Go to our introduction course for some tutorials. Again, this is what the site will look like if you're logging in today. It works about the same, where you can search for items. Just instead of using the action bar on any item or any unit that you find, you actually have to go to an individual page where you can take any of those actions. So this is an item that I've created, so I can edit the item, view it, add it to my favorites list, or add it to a unit the same way that I was doing so from the items page with the action bar here. So you can see what we basically did is we took this whole individual item page and just put it so you can take all those same actions from the search items page so that you can manage a lot of content at the same time. So again, we'll be deploying this over the weekend, so keep an eye out. Probably will be live on Monday. That's about all I have for you guys. That's a mistake. Let me put my email up on the board. And wheatley@net-text.com. So if you have any questions, you can contact myself. A little bigger. There you go. And then you can also contact info@nettext.com just for general questions. It's not nice. But it seems like everyone is understands things. So thanks everyone for coming on to this webinar. Thanks for giving me an hour in your day. Take a look at NetText. I hope that you'll be able to utilize it. We definitely think that it has potential. A lot of teachers are using it to flip the classroom. So they're uploading their lecture videos and then having students download them through NetText, so then they can watch them just at their own pace. And then they have more time in class to interact with students. So that's a pretty popular way to use it. And then also just as a supplement for getting lots of content that's already out there, that's already free on the internet, and you don't have to really look too hard because it's already uploaded to our site. So feel free to contact us. Thanks again, and hope you have a good Friday and good weekend. So take care.